from the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus. This is your UI7 Newsbreak, your U of I news source.
Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to UI7 News. I'm Jenny Lenzini.
And I'm Hank Pender. We have everything from information on how to stay safe on campus to information on how to tighten your belt loop.
Let's get into it.
Starting with international news, Syrian residents are facing chaos each and every day. Thousands of Syrian residents are fleeing towards the Turkish side of the border in hopes of finding safety. There is a possibility that the Islamic State group known as ISIS is on the verge of taking the town of Kobani in northern Syria at the border with Turkey.
Syria has been in civil war for the past 3 years and counting. The radical Sunni group, ISIS, is taking advantage of the beaten-down country to expand its territory. Sammy Darwin, a junior at the University of Illinois, grew up in Syria with his family. Moving to the U.S. gave him a new outlook on what is going on in his home country.
Growing up in the States taught me that there's no price on freedom and that you can't take it for granted, and I'd rather go through all of this than go back to what it was.
Darwin also says that it's important to keep yourself knowledgeable about the situation.
If you know nothing about it, the most respectful thing you can do is to just educate yourself.
Regardless of the airstrikes, Darwin still has hope for peace. And while we may not be in an obvious physical war here, Darwin says it's important to remember not to take for granted the freedom that the United States has to offer.
Students can never be too safe getting home after a long night out on campus. Walking home alone after hours is definitely not advised. Whether you're out at one of Champaign's many bars or studying at one of the multiple libraries, getting home safely at night can sometimes be an issue. Students are encouraged to use Campus Safe Rides, a free shuttle service for students who travel all over campus. It is also encouraged to call a friend for a ride home if possible. Another option is to simply call 911 if you feel threatened anywhere on campus. As always, students are encouraged to walk home with a friend to ensure their safety.
Continuing the safety talk, United States health providers are expanding their Ebola precautions as the virus continues to scare the country. Hospitals in New York City have reportedly sent actors to emergency rooms with mock symptoms to test how well doctors can isolate the cases. To this point, there have been no reported cases of anybody contracting the virus on U.S. soil. However, healthcare providers are worried enough that they are taking extreme precautions regarding the illness.
Bringing the safety talk back to the UIUC campus, you may not be as safe as you may think late at night. We caught up with former assault victim Joe Blessman to tell us his story.
I was assaulted outside, suffering 3 skull fractures and 2 intracranial bleeds.
Blessman was assaulted at 3rd and Healy, just blocks from his house on campus. He was eventually taken to Carl Hospital, where he was treated for his injuries. He ended up missing 3 months of school, had to stay on bed rest, and has some advice for those watching at home.
Always walk home in groups, either with a friend, at least someone to walk home with, or utilize the Campus Safe Ride and Safe Walks.
Still standing, Blessman, a former high school football star, proves that no matter how tough you may be, you can never be too careful at night. Blessman's attackers were never caught, and it just goes to show that you can never be too safe.
Now from staying safe at night to staying safe with your health. FindTheBest.com says that a whopping 26.5% of the Champaign Urbana campus is overweight. One contributor to this large number on the scale are the fast food chains that stand on the streets of University of Illinois. The fairly recent Wendy's on 6th Street and the old-time Dunkin' Donuts are a couple of these examples. The well-known McDonald's was recently added to the popular Green Street this past summer. The Golden Arches offer high-sugar sodas and fatty foods that can make almost anyone's waistline a few inches larger. Although the various fast food options are extremely tempting to some, it's important to take them in moderation and watch what you eat.
Eating right is equally as important as dressing right. That's why we want to remind all of you to not forget your rain jackets at home this morning.
That's right, Hank, especially because the high today is 58 degrees with a low of 47 degrees and a chance for rain all day.
But don't let that keep you from being positive Champaign, because this weekend's highs will be in the 60s with a chance of rain only on Sunday. That about wraps up our news break on this rainy Thursday. I'm Hank Pender.
And I'm Jenny Lenzini. Thanks for listening, Champaign, and stay positive.